So the channel Greg's Game Room also means toys, and in this case, I want to take a look at my original vintage Star Wars toys that I got when I was a kid. Starting with the case here that I have. This is the original case that I got to put all my Star Wars figures in, and it's overloaded with the figures that are in there right now. It came with these two trays right here. Let me open this up and show you what we have in here. Also, here's my original Tauntaun and my original speeder bike, including both of the little tail fin things, which have a tendency to get lost. And also my non-vintage snow speeder, which I love. And so here we go. Let's open this up. Oh, wait a second. Before we do that, let me just show you a couple figures that are not vintage. This is, of course, Slave Leia, which I don't think you're ever going to be able to get a new Slave Leia again. I think Disney has pretty much outlawed any new Slave Leia toys. Yep, I got this one probably 15, 20 years ago. This may be like the Power of the Force collection figure. Also, I have this Darth Vader, which is really cool. Maybe like the best Darth Vader I've ever had. It's kind of a newer one, obviously. For some reason, I lost his arm. I don't know what happened to that. This thing right here that was holding his cape on kind of popped off. But I don't know. It looks like maybe the best looking Darth Vader that I've ever had. And then I have a couple of Boba Fett's. This is definitely not an original Boba Fett because he's got articulated knees and things like that. And you're not going to get that in the original Boba Fett. Also, this one is like a Power of the Force Boba Fett because he's got like the really muscular build, which is kind of funny. You can see the total distinction between these two. And I think I have this one's jetpack in a bag over there. But oh yeah, and inside the Han Solo and Carbonite, you always wondered what it looked like of having Han Solo in the Carbonite, right? Oh, there he is. Another Power of the Force version, which I think these are awful, but you know, I really wanted this Han Solo and Carbonite, which looks perfect. And then I have this R2-D2, which I think this is probably from the prequel era, because if you stick his little foot in there, the little jets come out on the side. I'm not even sure where I got this one. I think somebody may have given me this one. There was a bunch of toys that were given to me, but yeah, I like this R2. It looks pretty good. Oh yeah, and here's my vintage land speeder with the missing engine here on the top. I don't know, I think it got broken or something, came off, so I sanded it off so it was nice and smooth and it wouldn't cut me anymore, but sure would be nice to have the engine on there. Oh well. The door does still pop open and everything. You can see the little engine inside. Alright, let's take a look inside the box. What's in the box? What's in the box? Alright, first I have my couple of cards from the original. These are the original cards. Sadly, I only kept 2 of them. I wish I'd have kept the rest of them, but I have the Luke Skywalker card here, and if you look on the back, you'll see all the different action figures that you can get here, and also this little bandolier kind of thing that you can put your action figures in, and a Y-wing, and a C-3PO collector's case right there. And you'll notice I cut the little UPC thing off, or whatever, the proof of purchase, because they had a thing where if you cut them out, you could send them in and get an extra figure. And I did get the extra figure, so I'll show you which one it is here in a moment. But yeah, that's the Luke Skywalker one. And then this is the Biker Scout one. And you can tell these are vintage because look at the price on there. $2.99. Yeah, these figures were $2.99 when they came out. Man, time to reveal all my action figures from when I was a kid. Those are the good guys. Of course, we got the Ewoks. This is going to be Chief Chirpa. And here's Wicket. And this is Logray, the Medicine Man. So I have the 3 main Ewoks from back in the day. Also, I do have their little weapons and things like that. A lot of them. I just threw them all in this plastic bag because, you know, it's easy to lose them. So this one I know is Logray's staff right here. Not that alien thing, but this is his staff that he has. And he carries that staff like this. I'm not going to go through all of these little bits and bobs here, maybe a couple of them, but yeah, it's just easier just to keep them all together in one bag, because you know how easy it is to lose these things. Oh, there's Wicket's spear right there. I don't know if you can see that, but that's Wicket's spear right there. Right there. Then we have my vintage Obi-Wan Kenobi, the original Obi-Wan. This is like the very first ones when they had the lightsaber that would come out of his arm there. I believe that was it blue? I think it was blue. And for some reason Luke's was yellow. I don't know why that was, but anyway, this is an Obi-Wan with a vinyl cape, and his hair looks really good. I don't know. I may have repainted his hair at one point because it may have been kind of bad, but yeah, it looks pretty dang good right now. Original Obi-Wan Kenobi. And then we have a Hoth commander captain. I'm not really sure what his rank was. I get the feeling this was the John Ratzenberger character from Empire Strikes Back. You guys packed there on the back. And then we got the medical droids. This is FX7. And I used to pop these little arms out all the time, but they're a little difficult to get out now. All these arms come out. And this arm here, it's gotten a little bit bent, as you can see, because he's been stuck in the case all this time, and it's kind of bent up just a little bit. But his head pops up like that, and yeah, that was pretty cool. And this is the other medical droid. I do have his piece that goes on his mouth here. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I got his mouthpiece there somewhere. I'm not really sure where it went, but it goes in his mouth right there, and then it kind of swings around and goes into his side right here on his torso there. I always thought this was kind of a cool figure because you can see right through him. See, ooh, look at that. If I find the mouthpiece, I'll show him to you with the mouthpiece on. I've got it somewhere. I just don't know where. It might be in this case, actually. And then here's C-3PO that is broken. He's not really broken. This is the way he's supposed to be because he's supposed to be the Empire Strikes Back C-3PO that comes apart. But he has a tendency to just come apart and stay apart, so I just kind of left him that way. And that's what he looks like when he's put together. But these legs just have a tendency to just pop off all the time. But yeah, he's in pretty good shape, I think. Also have the little baggy thing that he goes in when you put him on Chewbacca's back, like from Empire Strikes Back. And then I have an R2-D2. I mean, how many of us had this version of R2-D2 with a sticker on it that got all chewed up or whatever, or messed up? I've been extremely careful with this one, trying to keep the sticker on there and in good shape. Like the first R2 that I ever had, I probably left him outside in the rain and the sticker got all messed up. So this one I've tried to be really, really careful with. I think it's in pretty dang good shape, actually. But yeah, this is one of the original ones. It does click as you turn the head. And this is an Empire Strikes Back one because, look, he's got the little pop-up. He's got the little pop-up thing right here. It comes up to do the scanning with. And he doesn't quite fit in there with 3PO, unless he's in many pieces. Then we have an original power droid, the Gonk droid. Gonk. Gonk. I used to take this little rubber thing off here just to see what it was like in there, but I'm sure it's pretty fragile by now. I don't want to do that. And then I have two Yodas over here. Now this first Yoda right here, I think I found him outside in the ground back in the day. This may have been a friend of mine's who lost him because you can see his face is all dirty and everything. But, you know, honestly, I think that gives a little bit more gravitas to the character because he looks, he actually looks dirty like Yoda does in the movie. And I do have the snake, which is like one of the most common things to lose. And then here's my other Yoda, the one that's in a little bit better shape, I think. I remember buying this one, so this one was actually mine. This one was a found one. But two dueling Yodas. You're Yoda, I see. You're also Yoda. Anyway, let's take a look at Princess Leia first. My original Princess Leia. Again, I think actually this one may have been one that I found, maybe with the Yoda. I don't know, out in the ground back 30 some odd years ago, probably 40 years ago actually. But this is the Leia from Empire Strikes Back. I never thought this was a particularly good representation of her from the movie. Then we have the Boushh Leia from Return of the Jedi. And here's her helmet right here. Of course, that should help you recognize what she looked like in the movie. This is one of my favorite ones because that mask is just so cool. And then this is the Leia from Return of the Jedi also, where she's on the speeder bike and everything. This is her poncho that goes over her head. That's kind of what she looks like. It's kind of whacked out the way I've got it oriented on her right now. But she also has this belt here. If I can find the belt. This is her little gun that she had that came with this Princess Leia. And then we have Han Solo's. Okay, so let's start with the original Han Solo. This may be the very first one that I ever had. Han Solo here with the special arm bent action here. Getting ready to gulp down some blue milk, right? Gulp. Yeah, right. I don't know. This is not too bad of a version of Han. I mean, it kind of looks like him, but it's just very very thin looking. He's not very impressive. Very, very skinny Han. And then we have the Empire Strikes Back version of Han with the jacket, where it's completely blue instead of having the white arms. And then finally we have the Return of the Jedi Han Solo wearing the trench coat or whatever that he wears. Let's see what he looks like without it. Yeah, this is definitely the best of the Hans that I have. Just like dressing a kid here. Get your clothes on. You got to go to school. Come on. Come on. And also, I used to have the Hoth version of Han somewhere, but I lost it a long time ago. So when they came out not too long ago with that retro version, I went ahead and bought another one. But he's still in the case. I'm going to leave him in there. But I kind of missed out on getting all the retro ones. I was a little bummed that I didn't get a Chewbacca, because obviously you can see I don't have Chewbacca. Yeah, I always liked this Han Solo. And then next we have Lando Calrissian with the cape. And I don't want to put the cape on him because it's kind of frayed a little bit there. It's getting torn up. So the more you mess with these vinyl capes, the more they get torn up. But you can kind of see what it looks like if he was wearing it. Something along the lines of that, see? That's not a very good representation. What I like about this this Lando is the crease in his pants. It's like very, very sharp there. He's got like a perfect crease in his pants. You truly belong with us among the clouds. And then I also have the Lando Calrissian, who is the guard, the skiff guard Calrissian. He's even got the mask and everything. Yeah, he's got some kind of a weapon that he uses to fight Jabba's palace guards with. Alright, and last but not least of the good guys is my Luke Skywalker collection. Let's start with the Hoth Luke, which I usually have him riding on the Tauntaun here. He's usually sitting on the Tauntaun, kind of like this. You get him in there. That's how he looks riding the Tauntaun. It's kind of a weird thing with the Tauntaun. It's got this like trap door. Ugh. It's got this trap door in his back right there that pops open, and you stick him down in there. Hoth Luke is in pretty decent shape. Try not to move them too much because they might, just the arms might just pop off or something like that. And next is the Bespin Luke Skywalker, which might be my favorite one. I always loved the Bespin fatigues that he wears. At least that's what it was called on the card. It said Luke Skywalker Bespin fatigues. But I think this was his lightsaber, this yellow one that I have here. And I always thought it was weird that Luke had a yellow lightsaber when of course he had a blue one in the movie. And then finally we have the Luke Skywalker from Return of the Jedi. But he also has the cloak, which, strangely enough, I just recently got a Jedi cloak that looks a lot like this. But he's very easy to put in this cloak, and he looks pretty awesome wearing it if I can get it in there. Come on, get your head in there, Luke. There we go. You will take me to Jabba now. You serve your master well, and you will be rewarded. Alright, they're a little tricky to get in there, but I like to put them in triplicate, keep them all together. Alright, so that was the good guys that I have. Let's take a look at the bad guys that I have. Dun 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 dun. Alright, so these are all what I consider to be the bad guy characters. First, let's starting with the Ugnaught, which I know I've got his little thing around here somewhere. There it is. I don't know what he looks like. He's on a business trip or something with this case. He's got a cloth smock here in the front, and then we have the Gamorrean guard, which may be one of my favorite bad guys because he just looks so freaking cool, so detailed. Here's his axe. I'm gonna chop you up. But look at the detail on this guy. It's amazing. Looks exactly like one of the Gamorreans from Return of the Jedi. Walrus Man, which I always used to call butt mouth because, you know, he kind of looks like he has a butt for a mouth. I don't know. Are those supposed to be tusks? Or are they just supposed to be his mouth? I don't know. It's always weird. One of the early Star Wars figures. And then we have a Tusken Raider right here. Again, one of the original Tuskens. And I just kept his vinyl cape on him. He's just wearing it. Next is going to be the Emperor himself. Emperor Palpatine. You want this, don't you? Not a very impressive figure, honestly. He's kind of dull. I mean, it does look a lot like him for sure. I don't know how you can have much action figure action with the Emperor, who just kind of walks around, not doing a whole heck of a lot. And then we've got a couple of stormtroopers here. We've got the good stormtrooper who's turning very yellow, I noticed. Last time I saw him, he wasn't in that bad a shape. And then this poor stormtrooper right here, the dog got him and chewed his head off. But I kept him anyways. I'm like, what the heck, I might as well keep him. But I find it interesting that the torsos have like totally turned yellow, which is crazy considering that they have been in this box, shielded from light all this time, and yet they still turned yellow. And then we have the Death Star droid right here. Very loose arms on him right now. Still pretty decent shape though, otherwise. Very silvery looking droid. Didn't really do much in the movie besides walk past Luke and Han. Take me home, take me home. Then we have a Jawa here wearing a cloth cape. Now there is another Jawa that has the vinyl cape. That one's a collectible and pretty valuable. If you ever find a Jawa with a vinyl cape, that's the one you want, but I have the one with the cloth cape. And there we go. There's what the Jawa looks like without his cloak. Actually a little bit more impressive without the cloak. But you still can't really see what his face looks like. He still has those little two dots for the eyes. But at least you can see like his bandoliers there on the sides. Then we have the Hammerhead, or as we've come to learn, his name is an Ithorian. That's kind of like their species. But yeah, we always called him Hammerhead, and I always thought he looked pretty cool. Check out his feet. Got these really funky feet. Like bird feet, kind of. And then we have one of Jabba's guards. I don't know if this one is Klaatu, Barada, or Nikto, but I can't remember which one is which. But of course that is a reference to the day the Earth stood still. But he's got this cloth, kind of weird cloth thing in the front. Not even cloth, it's more like fur. It's like fake fur. Next we have Jabba's Major Domo. I guess that's kind of like his right-hand man. I guess that's what that means. But his name is Bib Fortuna. He also had this staff, which is kind of interesting because this staff was not in the movie at all. And then when the Boba Fett series was released, they decided, hey, let's go ahead and put the staff that the toy used to have in the show. So now this actually makes sense. This staff actually makes sense. So if you take off his cloak, which I don't want to completely take it off, but if you look underneath here, he's got this rubbery kind of chest piece right here. It's like you're never even going to see that, but they went ahead and included it anyways. Thought that was always kind of cool. Jabba no Bada, Isayoto. I know a little bit of Huttese. All right, now we have some of the Imperial officers. This would be the Death Star guy who blew up Alderaan. It's all his fault, in case you're wondering. I guess this one is General Veers, the AT-AT commander. Always really liked this one because of this chest piece that he has. It's just very, very. And then this one, to me, is very, very interesting. The interesting thing is, and I can't really show you on camera what's interesting about it, but if you smell this particular character, yep, he does. He smells like strawberries. I don't know if they mixed in his plastic with like strawberry shortcake or something back in the day, but this particular character smells like strawberries. Even today, I can still smell it a little bit on him. Even today. Officer Strawberry, I guess. And then we have the Biker Scout right here, which he's usually riding the speeder bike here. He doesn't really sit on it the way you would think. Normally, of course, if they were really riding a speeder bike, they'd be putting their feet on these pedals here, but just the way these toys are designed, they can't really do that. So then these arms Come up here. That's how he's supposed to grab onto it to steer it. So, Biker Scout. That was his name, the Biker Scout. I noticed his chest is kind of turning a little bit yellow too. So whatever plastic they used for the main body of the stormtroopers back in the day, I guess it just wasn't that good. And then this guy is the AT-AT driver. I actually do have an AT-AT from back in the day, my original AT-AT, which I can show you briefly, but that's not the point of this video. And he usually sits in there. I always like this one too. He's got a really good design to it. I think he looks pretty dang good to the original movie character. And then we have Bosk. Look at how long his arms are. Good grief. Oh, wait for me, wait for me. He's just got super long arms. And then this one is 4LOM. Or is it Zuckuss? I can never remember. Zuckuss is the robot. This is 4LOM, if I remember correctly. And this is the character that I got for free when I sent in those proof of purchases back in the day. So this was my free character. I think I had to send in 6 or 8 or something like that. So remember I showed you earlier where I had cut out the bottom of the cardboards. That's what they used to do. They'd say, send in so many proofs of purchases and we will send you a free action figure. And that's what I did. That's how I got this guy. This cloak that he's wearing, I don't know, it's kind of a vinyl, but it's sewn like that. It's like a cloth with a vinyl cladding over it or something. 4LOM, and this is the one that I got for free. And then we have the Imperial Guard, which this is my original Imperial Guard from back in the day. It's got a lot of cloth on him. And let's see if we can't pull it back just a little bit to show you what the plastic looks like. It's just red plastic. There's nothing really too spectacular about it. I can't see. I can't see to protect the Emperor. And I do have his spear right here. This is what he used to protect the Emperor with. Although you never actually get to see them do anything. And then last but not least is my original Darth Vader with the vinyl cape. And it's torn right here in the corner, so I'm trying to be really, really careful with it. And this is the one that had the lightsaber that comes out of the arm like that. Of course I lost it long time ago, but I fashioned a replacement. And this little toothpick right here works pretty dang good. Actually, it looks a lot like an actual lightsaber. Probably more accurate to the lightsaber that than they would have given him, because it was never long enough to reach out the arm, I didn't think. But I like mine better. I think it looks more accurate. And then we can compare that Darth Vader to the newer one that I showed you earlier. And you can kind of see how the chest piece right here, this looks to me more like the Empire Strikes Back one. And of course, the original one is going to be more like the A New Hope version. But you know, there's something special about the way the characters looked in the original toy form. Oh, there you have it. There's my collection of action figures from the original Star Wars movies. Do you still have your Star Wars action figures? I'd be curious to know. And is there any ones that you're missing like me? I'm missing Chewbacca. Just let me know down in the comments. Anyway, I really appreciate you watching. Take care, and we'll see you again next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Looking. Found someone, I would say you have.